day everyone, I'm Balanlay Jackielou from BSBA. The topic that I will going to discuss is all about leveraging organizational identity for competitive advantages. Introduction: organization leaders have turned to various approaches to achieve competitive advantages in today's turbulent global marketplace. The problem with this assumption is that today's business landscape is marked by accelerating change and technological advancement. What this means for organization leadership is that COVID resources, approach, and technological advance quickly become outdated as industry-wide changes accelerate and ideas and resources move fluidly around the globe. Therefore, leaders need to look inside and outside their own teams to identify less tangible and less mobile resources and then consider how this asset may be leveraged for competitive advantages. Strategic management is one of the most required skills for the business success. Previous research has shown that as a competitive advantage, factor organizational identity affects strategic thinking, planning, decision, and action. Based on the past research, as the core of this chapter lies the ideas of organizational identity can act as a detector for identifying strategic issues and can be an influence factor in developing strategies in response to change. Moreover, as a strong organization identity is a valuable organizational capability that can create competitive advantages through its ability to adapt to change. Sustainable competitive advantages. Sustainable competitive advantages occurs when a company consistently achieves superior performance compared to its competitor. One example is Amazon's ability to squash retail competition around the globe, driving retail after retailing out of business. 5R model or organization identify process. Organizational identity refers to who we are as an organization. This idea of who are in reflected identity claims about what is central, distinguishing and enduring the organization. Retailing, reclaiming, referring, regenerating, and reimagining. Retaining's removal identity attributes that are active in the organization but misaligned when the organization future. For example, Blockbuster may have avoided its dismiss in 2010 had returned in primarily focus on brick-and-mortar tradition. DVD and video retail taken as alternative rental models such as streaming on-demand videos. Reclaiming, restoring forgotten identify attributes that are intact and aligned with the organization's future. For example, 2013 study of Foursquare Church revealed moderate support that inclusion or ethics and diverse culture was controlled, distinctive, and enduring for the organizational identity. Organization leadership decide to reclaim and attribute to pastoral education and other efforts to amplify within these local churches. Referring, researching active identify attributes that are aligned with the organization's future. For example, Pennsylvania Governor Rendell dramatically cut Pennsylvania State University budget in 2008 to 2009, arguing this school were non-public university stakeholders initiate a range of efforts and action designed for reaffirming the university as a public institution on the end reserving public fund states support ultimately was restored in December 2009. Next one is regenerating, researching astronaut identify attributes that remains vital for the organization's future. Following the failures of New Coke in the mid-1980s, Coca-Cola regenerate its original formula under the branding of Coca-Cola Classic. Tertiary against in sales. Ultimately, New Coke was the market-only short-time public outcry against the new formula was fierce. Reimagining. Create and identify attributes in the new form needed for alignment with the organization's future. Reimagination ushered in by new strategic belief and accompanying identify attributes arguing would have helped Polaroid Corporation competitive effectively in digital imagining market. These 5 social processes are combined with the alternative effort of sense-making, sense-giving, and sense-exchanging among leaders and members with an organization environment, consistent with the supportive and identify claims that support intended direction. For resources-based view of the firm. The source-based view of the firm emerged in 1980s and 1990s as a way to find the key competitive advantage inside the organization. 4 outcomes are possible from this analysis. Competitive disadvantage, competitive parity, temporary competitive, suitable competitive. Competitive disadvantages. The resources is not valuable. An example is restaurant location. It is a passions on the corner to heavy traffic roads but lacks of parking or ease access to pedestrian. Competitive parity. The resources are valuable but not rare. An example is a pizza restaurant sauce. If it is purchased from producer or pizza sauce rather than being made according to custom in-house recipe. Temporary competitive advantages. The resource is valuable, rare, but easy imitable. An example is newest microprocessors in smartphones. Sustainable competitive advantages. The resources satisfies all the criteria. An example by Netflix organization culture which promotes freedom. Strategic identifying management framework. That is once of organization identity is ascertained, assessed, and adjusted. Strategic identity management means that the cycle repeated to continually monitor, evaluate, and tweak identity for the purpose of sustaining an identity that can be delivered competitive advantage. Step 1. Ascertain the identity. In the first step, the focus is on uncovering organization identity. To do it is important to find expression of what is central, enduring, and distinctive to the organization. Step 2. Assess identity. Identity attributes are then evaluated using combination of A. Assessing the strength and B. Competitive contribution of each attribute. Step 3. Adjust identity. Combining the outputs of Step 1 and Step 2. With Rockwell's 5R models, identity attributes can be organized into the following buckets based on their competitive contribution and the subsequent effort needed to align them with the organization competitive strategy. A. Identity disadvantage to retire. B. Identity prejudice to reimaging. C. Temporary identity advantages to reimagine. And D. Sustainable identity advantage to affirming, reclaiming, or regenerate based on their current strength. Thank you.